So you think it's collabs? No, collabs.
We both
I think
collabs.
Well, I say collabs, but I think it should be collabs.
Collaboration.
Well, collaborations.
I think collaborations or collabs. Although collab sounds like a facility, like a contract like a co-manufacturer. I don't know. Do we need to go?
We need someone to write in and tell us. Send us your comments. Collab.
Yeah, that's how we always resolve these issues. So this is The Naturalist. In every episode, we're covering the products, ideas, and trends that are shaping the CPG industry.
Or that we just really like.
Now, how are you doing?
I'm good. Still settling in.
Yeah, from your travels.
Yes, but I'm pretty good. It's good to be back with you.
Oh, so fun. I know, and we'll be back in the studio soon. We'll be at Newtopia Now in a week, which is crazy. So it's Newtopia Now season. It's peach season, my favorite season of all. Have you been eating a lot of peaches?
I have. I go a little bit broader and say it's stone fruit season.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I also love, the cherries in Colorado. Have you had cherries this year? I heard it was the best season in 15 years.
Really? I have not had any cherries this season.
Well, it's pretty much cherry season's over.
I basically have done. Well, do you want to know why?
You missed it. They were amazing.
Well, I was really paranoid that was going to happen with peach season because I always feel like it's just like this flash in the pan and then like it's done and I barely got any peaches. So Mickey went to the farmer's market and you know how you could get like a little bag, a big bag, or a box. So he was feeling the pressure too. And he comes back with this box, like a huge box of peaches. And we're like, what are we going to do with all these? Oh my gosh. So I was just like making like a peach, like baked dish every single day because I was like, felt all this pressure. And no joke, we went through all of the peaches. We gave some away and we did things, but somehow we managed to consume almost this entire box of peaches. But as a result, I have not been able to eat any other fruit. So it's been only peaches.
Just out of curiosity, because I went to the farmer's market and bought some peaches this weekend too, but a little bag. How much did your giant box of peaches cost? Was it $1 million?
So much that we were considering like selling our baked goods on the corner to try to start peddling our
good.
peach. But so I made, this may be controversial. I'm curious what you think about this. So I've like been making this peach cobbler that is just out of this world. And it made me think like, why would anyone have pie when you could have cobbler? Like, to me, cobbler is just so superior to pie in every way. It's more delicious. It's comforting. It's flavorful. It's not dry. Like, so I think I'm done with pies now because this cobbler is incredible.
I will say my dad made an amazing peach cobbler, a peach crisp last week. And it was really good. But in general, I don't like cooked fruit. Oh. Like, I'd rather eat a peach and then eat the topping off the peach crisp.
So you just sprinkle the topping onto raw peaches. Yeah. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really into pie. I was all
excited
either.
to tell you about my other peach creation, but maybe I'll hold off. I'll tell you some other time.
No, you can't leave it like that.
Well, I read this great book called Go as a River. And it's set in Paonia, which is like my favorite place in Colorado. And they're known for peaches like Palisade. And it's about a peach orchard. It's set in the 40s. It's really a beautiful book. But she makes these like peach raspberry muffins. So I was really inspired to make peach raspberry muffins. And I did, but I made them as mini loaves. And then they had this like delicious topping and like a streusel topping. Is just they're so good.
Ooh, that sounds good. I'm going to have to get your recipe because I'm hosting a 11-year-old birthday party murder mystery afternoon tea on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So
that is very...
I need to make all kinds of little things
packed into one. So yeah, let's add some peaches to that.
It really is. I'll tell you how it goes next week.
Please do. I'm very curious about that. Okay, so it's peach season, it's your daughter's birthday season, and it's Newtopia Now season. So when everyone comes here to visit us in Denver, you'll be able to enjoy all of these things. Maybe not the birthday party. I don't think everyone can.
No, it'll be over by then. The reason that we were talking about collabs or collabs.
Were we talking about that? We were.
Hours ago, felt like days ago, was because I was looking at some of the great Newtopia Now exhibitors, which of course we've been talking a lot about on newhope.com on this podcast. And Malai is this ice cream brand from New York. They have their own ice cream shops. And I love that on their website, they have this great section where they talk about all the brands that they collaborate with. So Raka Chocolate is there, Burlap and Barrel, Diaspora and Co., Hey Lala, the Vanilla Company. Cool. So I just think it's really cool that brands are really putting that out there.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like Newtopia is one of those places where companies are making connections with each other because it's such like a cool, intimate, community-driven environment. And just seeing all these collabs throughout the industry, I think is so fun. And like you're saying, like touting it and talking about it and why it's a good fit and all this collaboration, I just think is really, really cool. So
the fun thing is that Meredith Kaufman just wrote a gallery for newhope.com on collaborations. And there's some really fun ones there. Alex Ice Cream and Graza
that one, like,
olive oil.
blew my mind.
I know. I really want to try it. And then what was the other one? Honey Mamas with Four Sigmatic.
Oh, you got that. And, you tried that product the other day. Yeah.
Well, I brought it home yesterday, but I haven't tried it yet. I didn't want to try it at night because what if I got all focused and awake? It's got lion's mane. But so we were looking at the Malai ice cream yesterday. And she was like, my friend lives right by one of those shops in Brooklyn. I'm going to tell her to go. And a half hour later, her friend sent us a picture in the shop eating ice cream. So said it was incredible. So I can't wait to try that at Newtopia.
Oh, me too. Yeah. And Meredith's piece is great. I think some of those companies might be at Newtopia, but just a lot of really great examples of partnership in CPG. So a lot of fun. Yeah. There's also a great piece on newhope.com. We had talked about cocoa or cacao prices and chocolate prices just soaring. And so Doug did a deep dive into that topic. I highly recommend everyone check it out. He interviewed a couple of my favorite chocolate companies, Alter Eco and Good Sam, and just talking about the realities of what's going on with that and how companies are navigating these really, really high ingredient prices and supply chain disruptions, as well as the tariff issues. So all of this is leading to, chocolate bars being $10, $12 for the consumer. It's crazy. Yeah. But what I really like about the piece is it shows how responsible companies are managing that without cutting corners, without compromising the integrity of their product, how they're really leaning on their solid supply chains and their direct trade relationships. And I just think it's really interesting to understand that dynamic and how they're taking the hit in some areas and hoping that it improves, but also being very realistic about why these prices may be increased and why they may be higher for a little while. So it's just a very real issue that the industry is facing right now. And I thought Doug did an amazing job of unpacking some of that.
Well, of course, the article published on July 31st. And at the time, the expectation was that, Alter Eco makes its chocolates in Switzerland. And so the expectation was that tariffs in Switzerland would go up some amount from the 10% where they were sitting at that time. But nobody was prepared for the huge jump that happened on Thursday night to 39% tariff. So just absolutely mind-boggling. And as the CEO of Alter Eco pointed out, they already pay I think it's a 5% import tax on chocolate. So he's looking at a 44% increase in tariffs. And I mean, they can't absorb that. There's just no way.
And I think he said, it may get worse before it gets better, but they're going to weather the storm and figure out creative solutions. But it's a great piece and just tracking this particular industry. And it's not the only part of our industry that is being affected by tariffs or supply chain issues, but it's definitely one that has seen a big, big hit. So I just got flashbacks to being in Switzerland and bringing back all this chocolate on the airplane and being like, do you have anywhere cool that I can keep this? And they were like, okay. And I found this like little nook to put it in. And I was so happy I came back with all of my chocolate.
I thought you were going to say, and then I forgot it.
I wanted an uplifting tale after that kind of. Wow.
I appreciate that.
So we'll be talking to lots of chocolate companies on the show floor at Newtopia, asking how they're managing and what they're doing, and just seeing. I love that category.
There's a really cool brand that I was looking at yesterday called the Conscious Bar that are going to be at Newtopia Now. And they're really ultra clean, 4-ingredient chocolate bars, and they use date sweetening. And of course, it's not the only brand we've seen to use dates to sweeten their bars, but I just love how clean the product is. Just that really pure, great chocolate taste. And then they have really sustainable packaging, no plastic, all the good stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing them at Newtopia too. Yeah.
Yeah. There was that company at Expo, the Cowgirl. Was it Cowgirl?
Oh, Cowgirl chocolate.
Something like I think they use dates too. Yeah. And they were a big hit. I like seeing, it seems like there's always room for some fresh, innovative chocolate companies, even if it's just simple, pure, clean. So that's fun. I'm looking forward to. You are looking through a bunch of food products, right? For some of your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually spent last week really just diving in. I looked at the entire exhibitor list, looked at every single food product online, looked at their website, just, went deep into preparation for Newtopia.
And looking at all those companies. I was in Beacon yesterday too, and it's really cool seeing there's a whole section for Newtopia Now in Beacon. So by the way, if you're going to Newtopia Now, the app is live. So make sure that you download the app and you can go in there.
I got to do that.
Yeah, you got to do it. Do it right now. It's really simple. And make sure you bookmark or say add to my schedule all the sessions that you want to check out. It also allows you to sort through all the products and companies, and then you do that through Beacon Discovery. So I was in Beacon yesterday, and it was really fun to see companies that have spruced up their Beacon profiles and have these gorgeous images. Did you see that, Adrienne? Some of the companies in there have done a really great job of using Beacon to showcase what they're doing and showcase their innovations. So I really like that. But yeah, it's fun. Oh my gosh, there are so many great companies at Newtopia Now this year. So many fun companies. And I think the latest number, we said this stat and it keeps going up, which is great. The more exhibitors we get, the higher percentage actually of first-time exhibitors. I think we're at over 50% first-time exhibitors. So I'm looking through and just seeing so many companies I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Really
that's part of the magic, I think. And that's why I spent so much time doing this, because I didn't know so many of the brands, and there's so many really captivating, interesting products.
So who stood out?
There's so many. I kind of don't want to preview my favorites.
No, let's have it. Don't hoard your favorites.
I mentioned Malai. I think that's a really cool brand. And it's Indian, South Asian inspired flavors. It's reminded me a little bit of Heritage Kulfi, which they exhibited at Newtopia Now last year. They're going to be there again this year. They were at Expo West. And that's a brand that does kulfi ice cream. So it's also an Indian style of ice cream. Really great flavor profiles like rose and cardamom and mango. And so I'm super excited about both of those brands. Lots of really cool probiotic fermentation. Brine Time is what I'm really excited about. They do fermented, vinegar-free ferments, and they have a jicama one. They have one that's a tom yum flavor, just really cool flavor profiles.
And I love that company, and I think they're in NFM, right? I feel like we had highlighted them. I love them. And then I don't think we had talked about this company on a previous episode, but local culture ferments. Have you seen that? They're USDA organic. They had such unique flavors of their krauts and kimchis that I was getting so excited, a turmeric, ginger, and jalapeno sauerkraut, a golden beet and dill sauerkraut, a garlic and ginger kimchi. I just felt like they were inspired flavors, and I loved that, and seeing a lot of USDA organic across categories. So I was definitely a little bit surprised to see a lot actually of these small companies, startup companies investing in organic from the beginning. I still think that's so smart, and obviously there's a lot of other pillars around integrity, but that's such a great place to make sure you've already invested in and built your business on. So I also saw some really great personal care companies, beauty companies that I can share in a minute that we certified USDA organic. And I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've also seen a lot of brands talk about regenerative agriculture. And,
Yeah.
Not all of them, I think a lot of them, because there are so many early stage brands at Newtopia, I'm not seeing as much like certification as I would hope or as I would expect, but I think that is coming. But what I am seeing is a lot of transparency in terms of like this brand that I'm absolutely obsessed with. It's called Ojuswi, and their chickpea pancake mix. And it's
that's the one that you posted?
Yes.
Oh, that
my
looks
gosh.
so great. It looks so good.
And it's to make chillas, which are these savory South Asian pancakes. And what I think is so cool is they talk a lot about how they source from regenerative agriculture. And then on their site, they introduce us to the farmers. Where do they get it? What are the farms? So, maybe we're not seeing the regenerative organic certification, but we're seeing so much transparency. And I think as early stage brands, that's what we would expect and hope to see from them, and that in that time, where are they sourcing from and just who are they getting their products from? So I love that.
People centric, like very centric brands. They're all about the founders, all about the growers and producers. And it's really fun. I think you're absolutely right. Like, yes, we value certifications, especially if you're making claims. It's really important to back those up. But I think what people are really connecting with is the humanity behind the products and the why behind the products and the who behind them. So I think it's really fun to see those stories so clearly displayed on websites and marketing. And, I think it's great too. At Newtopia, you're often talking to the founder. So when buyers are out there and trying to figure out what's next, like because of the size of the show and the intimacy of the show and the fact that there are so many early stage brands, you're going to be meeting with the founder, the CEO of the company. And I think that's really powerful when you're in that, event environment to build that type of personal connection.
And certainly that's what we heard from retailers last year. That was one of their favorite things about Newtopia Now was just really, getting up to the booth and the founders right there. And I think that, like you said, those personal connections and those conversations really make a big difference.
Yeah. I agree. We also have some new beauty companies, new beauty and wellness, personal care companies that have come in through. We have this really great partnership with Cassandra McClure, who leads something called the Clean Living Collective, and she's going to have the Clean Living Marketplace. It's a lot of like startup beauty companies. Many of them are from the West Coast. She's based in California. And so those companies will be in Glow. They're going to have like one kind of shared space where they're going to be featuring some of their products. Mm-hmm. There's a company, I think you'll really like this one, Adrienne. It's called Do Mighty, and it's more waterless products, a lot of waterless, a lot of plastic free. We're continuing to see in beauty and personal care. And one of their products that I really like, so it's this whole kind of galactic, like theme. It's really cool. Her website's fun, but these jelly serums. So I know we had talked to a couple companies that were trying to do jelly serums or solid serums, and I think some have figured it out. But that's kind of how she launched, was with these a series of jelly serums that are really potent and come with these really cute little tins that you can throw them in. So reusable and can just have those refills. So definitely worth checking them out. There's another company called Good Kitty that
I'm writing all of these down.
I know, I'll send them to you too. But Good Kitty is a UTI related supplement company that's, interesting, fun, kind of cheeky branding. But that space we've seen a lot of innovation in. And so several others in the beauty space that will be there that are really great. And then, like I said, I'm seeing more organic. There was a company, Humble Organics, that I was like, oh, I wonder if they're really organic, because, if you say organic in your name, Whole Foods did that a long time ago. They said, if you're a beauty or personal care company and you say organic in your name, you have to have the certification. And at the time, there were a lot of companies that were saying that it was in their name, but they didn't have the certification. So I was just kind of curious, and I was looking at this Humble Organics company. It's just a really clean, beautiful line of organic body butters and shower steamers, and anything that they have that's labeled organic, from what I could see, is certified organic. And I just love like a clean, simple body butter, something that's just using botanical ingredients and really responsibly sourced. So I liked them a lot. There were a lot of companies I was seeing, and a lot of new companies, new to when we last talked Newtopia Now in the Glow neighborhood.
Ooh, we're going to have to do like a swapsies on the food and the personal care beauty brands.
We do.
I haven't gone down that road yet, but I'm planning to.
Yeah, no, you have to. There's some good stuff. And I went down this whole like Shilajit rabbit hole because I think
quite a few brands.
There are quite a few brands.
Yep.
Like that ingredient is blowing up. And I realized for as much as I've been talking about the ingredient, I like had no idea what the heck it was. Do you know what Shilajit is?
It's like Himalayan, really old dirt. In a nutshell.
Yeah,
I've looked it up several times, and that's what I've retained.
That's like that. There it is. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. It's this black mineral resin that's super nutrient dense, and it forms after organic compounds and from organic compounds from decomposed plants, and so it gets all these trace minerals and all of these like really rich nutrients in there, and so it's been this kind of standout ingredient for, I believe, primarily positioned for cognitive health, but also for women's health. And I just expect to see a lot more of that. So that company, Black Lotus, I think it's called Black Lotus, they have different tinctures and a range of products. I believe they exhibited last year. We'll be back this year, and we have a good feature about them on newhope.com. So it's kind of like the standout ingredient right now.
Yeah, and I think there's at least 2 other brands that are going to be at Newtopia Now that are Shilajit. I'm so scared to say it wrong. Shilajit.
I did the little Google, the girl that's like Shilajit. So
we should do that with collab versus collab.
Yeah, it'll be like collab.
Club.
Shilajit, yes.
Well, so much to look forward to. I'm so excited.
I am too. It's okay.
You know what? Was that an ending though? Did we end it? Okay. Well, what keeps throwing me is that I think Newtopia Now is a week earlier this year than it was last year.
It is.
So when you said it's a week away, I was, oh my, really? So
yeah. In like a little over a week, we'll be at the Women in CPG luncheon.
Yeah. And of course, next week on the show, we are going to do a run through of a lot of the education sessions. We've got some fantastic programming at the show, so don't miss our next episode.
Yeah.
See you then. Bring some peaches.
Oh yeah, enjoy your peaches until then. Okay. Yes, so fun, Adrienne. All right, I'll see you next week.
Sounds like a plan.
Probably see you in 5 minutes, but